There as they take on the Thunder and Chris Paul, the former Rocket, as he goes up against his former team for the second time this year. Welcome everybody back here inside Studio J. Shaq's here, Kenny's here, Chuck is here. They're going to introduce Russell Westbrook about 5 minutes from now. We will bring that to you live. Meantime, let's put this Boston-Philadelphia game to bed, because they get on the same day they get the news on Joel Embiid needing surgery tomorrow. They go ahead and beat the Boston Celtics 109-98 and come from 15 back to do it. How big a win for Philadelphia was this?
Well, it's sustainability. How can you keep this going on without him? Obviously have enough talent for one game here, but they were just playing good with him. They weren't playing great. So there's a switch that has to be turned on for the Philadelphia 76ers if they want to be contenders and have an opportunity to win NBA championship, which many of us have thought, including me, that they had an opportunity to do at the beginning of the year, but they have not played with Joel Embiid a championship caliber.
And Boston now 0-3 against Philadelphia this year, 18-4 against the rest of the East, and for the first time since the 13-14 season, Philadelphia wins the season series over Boston.
Yeah, if you look at the game when they started to play faster, when they started to, use Ben, and Ben continued to play with force, because he has to realize when you're the best player, you make everyone else around you. So, Chuck said this at halftime. The best part of his game is his speed and his size. So off a missed shot, get in his hand, push the ball, defense collapse. You can kick it out to guys and get everybody involved. They continue to play faster and play like that. They could, just be right where they need to be when Joel comes back.
Well, Richardson had 29, by the way. Ben Simmons, 19. Al Horford had 17. First time in a month he's had 15 points in a game.
Well, listen, to me, this is a turning point in the season. It's time for Ben. It's time for Ben, Joel, and Coach Brown to demand more out of each other and be a championship caliber team. I picked them to come out the East. They barely just been going through the motions. They don't have leadership, and the players got to be the leaders. But now, with Joel out the picture for probably at least a month, it's time for Ben to say, okay, you know what? I'll be the leader. I'm one of the best players in the NBA. I'm going to become the leader. So I think this is the point where the season is going to be pretenders or contenders. And let me tell you something. If I'm Tobias Harris, Josh Richardson, and Al Horford, I'm in heaven right now, because Ben don't want to shoot the ball. All they got to do is run.
And he'll find them.
He's going to find them. Yeah. But to me, this is a turning point in the Sixers season. And if they don't get it together right now, it's really just a waste with all the talent they got.
What do you reckon, as we turn our attention to Oklahoma City, in a return like this, Shaquille, to a city like Oklahoma City now for Westbrook, what do you think internally is going on right now as he gets ready to see a video of his Oklahoma City days and be introduced to that crowd?
Well, Chuck and I, when we returned, we didn't have warm welcomes, but for a guy like Russell, he gave it his all. He never complained. He gave the fans their money's worth. He always showed up, never really missed the games. We would jump on him and say, you need to pass the ball. Had a great year where he led the league in triple doubles. Very exciting. So he's going to get a warm welcome, but he's on another mission right now. So he's not going to let that fool him. He probably went to see some old friends, stopped by a couple of old restaurants today, but right now, once you cross that line, it's all business. So after the video goes off, he's going to go back to being the pit bull that he is.
Well, for me, I actually got a great reception when I went back.
Well, they were chanting MVP.
Yeah. When I got back to Philly, it was all, but man, it was emotional, because you see all the fans you've seen for 8 years. You see all your friends, because when I live in Philadelphia during the summer, so I spent the night before. I had to get together with all my friends. And then I remember the last time I told those guys before we went on the court, I said, if y'all lose this damn game, y'all ain't getting on the plane tonight. And we won the game, but it's emotional. And listen, we know how this kid is. Russell is a great, great guy, and he is emotional. I just hope he's able to control his emotion, and because it can go both ways. You can go overboard and try to do too much, or you can be too passive. I just want to see a good game, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Chris Paul because I know Chris Paul want to steal the show.
You know, we saw that other side of Russell Westbrook back in 2017 when he was awarded the MVP at the NBA Awards, and we heard his speech, and we could see his heart that night. We'll see what it's going to be like tonight when he hears these folks cheer and they see the video and everything else. We're just a few seconds away.
And with the subplots, you know, James Harden,